Good morning, everyone. So before I begin my keynote session, like Mr. Palumi has said, I'd like to introduce myself to you. I've come to know some of you through the videos online. I'll pretend as if I don't. So my name is Oluwase Yodekumaya, and today I'm here representing Director of SQI College of ICT, the person of Dr. Ajani Adegbenre. Round of applause for him, please. Thank you. He wishes to be here, but unfortunately, he had to attend to something very, very urgent. But hopefully, if he's back today before the end of this, he'll come around to say hi to us. I'd also like to thank the multimedia team. I learned something from them. So they said there are 3 stages of production, right? You have pre-production, is that correct? Then you have the production stage, then you have post-production. So this entire program that you're seeing today, there has been pre-production, there has been production, there has been post-production. What you are enjoying is the finished movie. There has been a lot of things that has been happening behind the set. So I'd like for you to give a round of applause to the multimedia team. You may not know how much effort goes into making some of these things, but some of the movies that you watch for 1 hour, 30 minutes, some of them were shot for 6 months. Are you aware? 6 whole months. You finish it within 1 hour, 30 minutes. You even pause them safe and go and do whatever you want to do. So they deserve your round of applause. And the last round of applause is for you, for your beautiful faces. Okay, so I'm not here to start a bit of politics, but I heard that Group 5 and Group 4 are the leading groups. Is that correct? All right, do we have my slide? Okay, you can just move on to the next slide. So the first thing I want to do is I know some of you, a whole lot of you are not SQI students. Some of you are SQI students. I just want to brief you a little bit about SQI and what we do. And I know they've done a bit of that already, so I'm not going to dwell on what they've done. I'm going to dwell on the history. And history is very important for us, especially creative people like you and I. So when SQI started in 2008, the goal was this. Take a look at everything that you have around you right now. Do you know that about 98% of what you have around you is currently made in China? Do you agree? If you agree, let me see your hands. Made in China, every single thing. Your shirt, your shoe. I wanted to say your head, but your head was made in Nigeria. The only part of you that is made in Nigeria right here are the people seated here. And it became a burden. It became so much of an issue to SQI, and they started getting worried because how long are we going to continue, right? So SQI decided to do something about it. And of course, you can't change the entire world. No single organization can change the entire world. So SQI decided to pick a part of it, and they stuck with technology. They just said, okay, we just want to change the face of technology. And you would agree with me, even if you don't know, I will enlighten you by the way, that currently as we are today in 2024, most of the applications that you use on your phone, they are made by Nigerians. Are you aware? A whole lot of them. Interestingly, a whole lot of them are actually made by SQI students too. Yeah. A whole lot of them are made by SQI students. I don't want to start mentioning names, but a whole lot of the applications you are using on your phone, especially when it comes to bank applications, you have SQI students within them. And so SQI has made a lot of success, especially in the field of software. Software, to be more precise. I'm a software person, so I'm proud of them. And we have some of our people that are working in Google. We have some of them that are working in Microsoft. We have some of them that are working in... And I'm not talking about Google Nigeria, by the way. I'm talking about their headquarters, and they are holding very, very top positions right there. But you can clap if you want to. But as interesting as this story is, we also want to have a great success in multimedia. We've not been able to reach our desire yet. For those of us at the back, can some of us try to move forward? What group is that? Is that group 5? Can we move forward? Okay. I know it cannot be group 5. Let's move forward. What I'm about to say is very important, please. You can just move forward, so that I can see you more and engage with you. Thank you very much. I'm an attention seeker, so I'm seeking your attention. All right, so like I was saying earlier, we want to be able to also have global talent in the field of multimedia. We want to be able to do that. So I want you to move on to the next slide, and I want to show you an image. Yes, this. Let's pause here for now. So I'm going to tag my session, A Diamond in the Rough, Multimedia, A Diamond in the Rough in Africa. The first time I heard the word A Diamond in the Rough was from a movie. How many of us know that movie? Anybody? You guys don't watch movie and you're coming from multimedia? Yoruba Vitibao? How? From Aladdin, A Diamond in the Rough. One of the ways by which I see multimedia, I know you've been given a lot of definition about multimedia, but one of the ways by which I see multimedia is simply what I've written here. Multimedia for me is a combination of audio, images, text, and video. That's what it is. Any single thing that you talk about animation, it's still a bit of sound and video. And what is it used for? Majorly, multimedia is used for communication and storytelling. Communication and storytelling. This is very important. You know why? Communication affects your perception. Whatever it is that you have seen over time becomes you. And that is why it's important for us to also take hold of the multimedia space. And some of the big names in the multimedia space right now, I'm not going to mention graphics and UI UX. I think they mentioned that yesterday. Mr. Green, I cite you. But some of them are cinematography, animation, gaming, and sound production. And that's going to be my focus for today. Can we have the next slide? So I want us to look at this next slide. I want us to look at the character on the left. Does anyone recognize that character? Who is that? Thor Odinson. From where? From Marvel movies, right? What are his superpowers? God of thunder, lightning, and whatever it is. What about the guy on the right? He said Anikulapo. What are the superpowers of Shango? Or you don't know Shango has superpowers? Fire Lord, right? Oza himself no do pass this one. Now I want you to pay close attention. Please listen. Interestingly, Thor and Shango have very similar powers. Both of them are called the god of lightning. In fact, I feel like Shango has more superpowers because this guy is a firebender. Thor is not a firebender. This guy is a firebender, right? But there is only one of these characters out of these two that is globally known, which is Thor. Thor is the one that is making all the waves. You carry school bag, all those children's school bag, you see Thor on it. All those round neck that you buy is Thor that you see. You don't see Shango. So, what I'm trying to drag out is this. A country that has understood the power of multimedia has been able to cash out, and they cash out heavily. I mean billions of dollars. I'm going to give you statistics soon. But they've cashed out billions of dollars from this singular character called the god of lightning and thunder. And they named him Thor. Meanwhile, we have our own story, and we refuse to capitalize on it. In fact, our own story should have been more interesting because it's like Avatar plus Marvel together. Interestingly, originally, if you watch Thor, you will notice that he had an armor initially in the first movies. And then in Avengers, sorry for some of us that don't watch Marvel movies, I apologize. But in Avengers, his armor got destroyed. He had to switch to this axe. Yes, called the Stormbreaker. Interestingly, it almost looks a little bit, I don't know, it almost looks a little bit that they got inspiration from Shango. Because Shango was the one that originally used axe. Thor always used an armor. So why did they suddenly switch? One thing you need to notice is that whenever you don't tell your stories, others will tell it for you. There are so many similar stories that I can give you, but because of my time, I'm not going to do that. But how many of us know Yemoja? Oluweri, Magodu, all of those things. And some of the powers that they claim to have is water powers, right? They can bend water and all of that. And you would see a country like America capitalize on that, and then they bring out Aquaman, and then they show you Atlantis, and then they show you their world. And you go to the cinema, you pay 5,000 naira, right? 4,000 naira to see Aquaman in the cinema. So why is it not that we are developing our own stories? Why are we not telling our own stories? Why are we wasting it? There are plenty of them. Should I talk about the story of Oromiyan? Oshun, Oya. So many mythical stories that we could focus on, tell these stories in a captivating way, and then watch the entire world. Because Thor was not produced in Nigeria, but all of us know Thor now, because it's global. So what if Shango can stem out from Nigeria and then it becomes global? Maybe by now, let me tell you reasons why, in case you don't know, let me tell you reasons why those countries are one of the top countries in the world. It's because of ideas like this. It's because of companies like this that they own. That's the reason why $1 is equal to whatever it is in Nigeria right now. So if we had started telling our stories, if we start building our own companies, and they begin to generate enough revenue, the Naira will increase in value. I tell you. The Naira will definitely increase in value. Can I have the next slide? So my slide contains a lot of pictures because it's multimedia now. Haba, we should have plenty of pictures. Do we know these guys? Coco Melon. It's only people that have children. And then you have small children like me, right? And you have junior brothers that will know Coco Melon. And then the one on the right is Baby Shark, right? Everybody in the world knows the song. Now let me give you statistics. We celebrate some of these things, but I need you to know how important they are to us. So Coco Melon currently has close to about 200 million subscribers on YouTube. I know you don't understand what that means, but it means that if they are making $1 from every single subscriber, they are making $200 million for 200 million subscribers. Baby Shark, on the other hand, has over 14 billion views on YouTube. How many are we in the entire world? How many? What's the population of the entire world? Around 7-8 billion, right? So that means that if everybody in the world, including the babies, if they watched Baby Shark, they will still need to watch it 2 times. Every single person in the world, for you to reach this number of views. What is difficult in creating these things? Share you two, you don't have one song that you've even kept somewhere. Maybe it's Baby Dog that you've been singing to your, you've been singing to your siblings. Some of us have baby brothers, and those songs just come out of your spirit. You just sing one song and then your baby brother is dancing. That song could have been Baby Shark. But how can we tell our own stories? How can people begin to view us like that? Such that we can create a name for ourselves, create a name for Nigeria, and then create a name for Africa. Can we move on to the next slide, please? So for some of us that have not seen this is the poster for a movie called Iwaju. And in Iwaju, the main character is named Tolu. He's a Yoruba person in this animation. And the main location for this movie, right, or for this series, is Lagos. Some of us have seen it, right? Lagos, Nigeria. The characters are Nigerian. The title of the movie is Nigerian. But what is the name of the studio? So it means that they are already cashing out from us, from our own stories, from our culture, from our names. And it keeps enriching them. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Disney picking it up. I love Disney, huge fan of Disney movies. But what I'm saying is, it is high time that we begin to have our own studios too that can release things like this. Do you understand what I'm saying at all? Do you understand? Now, I have here, no, go back please. If you do not tell your stories, listen to me very carefully. And that's the danger of multimedia, and that's what we are moving into. A lot of us may not notice it, but please pay attention. If we do not tell our stories, others will tell them for you. And they will not only tell them for you, they will do so as they wish. If you don't tell your own stories, others will tell them for you. And they will tell them for you as they wish. I recently saw a Disney movie. Right? And of course, Disney movies are geared towards children, 5 years old, 4 years old, 7 years old. And the main character happened to be gay. Yeah. Did I mention the movie so that I can go and check it? Strange World. The main character is gay. And these are the movies that we'll play for our children. Right? These are the things that they will see, and they will say, Mommy, Mommy, I want to start wearing bra. And your male child is saying he wants to wear bra. Yeah, you want to change that? Until your child says he wants to become Bobrisky, you will not know the importance of these things. When you don't tell your own stories, others will tell them for you. If they pick up Shango today as a series, they can tell you that Shango is gay. And there's nothing you can do about it because you refuse to tell the story. So they are telling it for you. Do you understand that all? Very important. The second point that I have here is this. What you see and what you hear defines who you are. Can you all hear me from the back? What you see and what you hear defines who you are. And do you know what is responsible for what you see and what you hear? Multimedia. Can you move on to the next slide? Now, like I said, I watch movies a lot. This thing feels a lot louder. I watch movies a lot, right? How many of us have seen this movie? This is what? Jungle Book. This one is... What about Judge of the Jungle? How many of us saw that? Okay. You are old small. Should have your first child by now. Because I don't think they have a new Judge of the Jungle movie. The old one was very, very old. So I'll pick one of them. But they have similar storylines, right? But I'll pick one of them. I'll pick Jungle Book. So Jungle Book is about a child named Mowgli. And unfortunately, his parents had an accident, right? They crashed in the jungle. And because of that, he started living with the wolves from a very young age. Since when he was a baby, all he saw were wolves, right? And those wolves adopted him. They took care of him. They fed him and everything. Interestingly, as he started looking at those wolves, he started becoming like them. When the wolves are doing, "Awoo," it will do, "Awoo." Because the wolves are walking on their fours, this guy too walks on his fours. The food that the wolves are eating, that's what he's also eating. When the wolves are sharpening their teeth so that they can bite human beings and bite other animals, he too is sharpening his own teeth. What happened? Is he not human? Why is he howling like a wolf? And that is because what you see, yeah, and what you hear affects the way that you speak to other people. It affects your inner being. That's who you become. Should I shock you? Tarzan, Jungle Book, Judge of the Jungle, they are based off true life stories. Go and check it out. They are based off true life stories. If you read up on it, you'll find the stories they got them from. There were human beings that were abandoned in the jungle for one reason or the other, and then when they found them later, they started behaving like wolves. True life stories. What you see and what you hear, very, very important. Very, very important. Let's move on to the next pictures. I will use pictures and finish you guys today. All I have are pictures. All right, so this is a very interesting picture. And I did this yesterday. I made this slide yesterday, by the way. So I just searched on Google and I typed Africa. And guess the picture I saw? This picture. You can try it. Just go on Google and type Africa, then click on images. This picture. Every single time Africa is portrayed, it's either you see them going to the well to go and fetch water, not even well is better, stream, or they are in the jungle and they are chasing after lion and elephant, or they are shirtless like this, hungry, diseased, suffering. That's how they portray Africa. Anytime they are about to say Africa like this, if you watch CNN or you watch any other global outlet, when they say Africa, just know that they are about to mention some scrawny looking kids that have not eaten for like 30 days. How many of you have not eaten for like 30 days here? Let me see your hands. If I hear, you that you ate jollof rice this morning. Abba. How many of you don't have clothes to wear? You are shirtless right now because you can't afford clothes. Are you not African? So why is this the picture that they portray? You would think it's a joke, right? Until you discover that a majority of, you are in Nigeria now, so you know Africa is not like this. But a majority of people that have never been to Africa before, this is what they think Africa is. I'm telling you. Chimamanda, how many of us know Chimamanda? The lady that wrote Half of a Yellow Sun, Purple Hibiscus and all of that. So one time she was in an interview, and then the person asked that, do they have bookshops in Africa? And Chimamanda, at first she was as shocked. I won't tell you what the reply is. I want you to go and search for it. You know the reply? Chimamanda blasted that lady. Because how can you say, are there bookshops in? Because this is what they see. And if this is what you see, true, you would think that there are no bookshops now. People that have not eaten for 30 days. People that have not eaten for 30 days, how do they want to have bookshops? In the whole of Africa, a lot of them think that Africa is one village somewhere. They don't know it's an entire continent. That is how powerful multimedia can be. Because it is what they portray, it is what they bring out that other people begin to see and believe. And that's how they will respond. A lot of people still get it till 2024. You'll be surprised. You think that is in those days. 2024. If you're a black person and you say you come from Nigeria, the first thing that they can ask you, can say, how did you survive hunting lions? How? Me myself in my life, I think the only time I saw lion was when I went to the zoo. How did you survive hunting? Did you ride on elephants? That's the kind of question they'll be asking you. Because they think that's how Africa is. The second picture, whereas, I searched for North America. See North America? We have a lot of work to do. And it's you and I that will do that work. Because if you don't do it, remember, if you don't tell your stories, others will do what? They will tell it for you. And they will do it however they want. And you can't blame them. Let's move to the next slide. I have very limited time. I hope you know this is Nigeria as well. This one. This is Nigeria. This is in Abuja. Yes, the Central Mosque in Abuja. No. Okay, thank you. The Central Mosque in Abuja. This picture, they will not show you. If you search for Nigeria, if you search for Africa, you will not see this one. This fine place. You will not see fine places in Lagos. You will not see fine places in Ogbomoso. It's a lie. It's all those ones that are suffering and they're about to die. They will go and find. This one is also America. This is Oakland in California. This one that you are seeing. In fact, do you know that if I did not tell you where this was, you would think it was Nigeria? Because they have so shaped our minds with multimedia that we believe that everything that is looking like rubbish is Nigerian. This is Oakland, California. You can search for it. Oakland, California. Just search for slums in Oakland. You'll find this picture. Power of multimedia. It's a very powerful tool. Very, very powerful tool. Very, very powerful tool. Can we move on to the next slide? So this is a list, right, of the top 10 movie studio companies in the world. And some of them are very popular, right? In fact, a lot of them are very popular. We've seen their movies over and over. Universal Studios, Warner Bros., Sony Pictures, Walt Disney, Paramount Pictures, 20th Century Fox. When will we play our own? Don't complete. When will we play our own? The other people from outside the country will be watching it and they will know it the way you know it. That's where we need to go. So you have 20th Century Fox, Lionsgate. This one, do we know this one? MGM. I know it's not so clear. Do you know what they used to do? That the lion will be, yeah, that's MGM. And then you have DreamWorks. I don't know this, but I know DreamWorks because they tend to do a lot of animation, right? And my focus on this is their revenue. I just want you to glance through it. Just glance small, glance. Walt Disney has the highest of $82.7 billion. I know it's difficult for us to imagine that kind of money sometimes. Do you know 1 billion naira? Can you imagine? Just picture it. Just picture it small now. $1 billion. Sorry, 1 billion naira. Sorry, 1 billion naira. Picture it. Can 1 billion naira fit into this room? 1 billion naira, can it? Are you sure? It can fit in Haba. New Bail, no, all those ones that they have watched with bra. New Bail, to fit in. Now imagine 82 billion naira. Then imagine $82 billion. Multiply 82 billion naira times 1,000. What is dollar currently? 1,500. So if 82 billion naira will fit into this whole of SQI, get 1,500 of SQI before you can fit in $82 billion. That's what it means. That is how much we should be accumulating. Interestingly, if you look at this list, not one of them is African. None of these movie studios are African. Not even one like this. Talk less of Nigerian studio. This is how much we could be making and generating for Nigeria and for Africa as a whole. Bet me you, if we make this for Nigeria alone, dollar will not remain at what it is. I can promise you that. It cannot remain because we are giving so much value to the world. And the more value that you are able to give, the more valuable you are. Another aspect that a lot of people fail to look at, a lot of you are looking into movies, you want to act movies, you want to produce movies. Another one that you guys are not looking at that is cashing out, hot as we speak, is gaming. Can I have the next slide? Gaming is low-key rich. Oh God. And you won't know that they are rich people because people in gaming are usually nerdy people, like Mr. Green. They're very quiet. They will have like $1 billion in their accounts and all they'll be wearing is round neck and jeans. Very nerdy people, you won't know. This is the list, top 50. Top 50 gaming companies in the world. And out of these top 50 gaming companies in the world, I think only about 5 of them, thereabouts, 5, 6, or 7, have their valuation in millions of dollars. The rest is billions. The rest, about 44, thereabouts, about 44 of them, in billions. They are too small for millions of dollars. What's millions of dollars to a gaming company? And some of these gaming companies are low-key. We are familiar with some of them, right? You can just take a look at it. I can share the slide after so that you can go and study on it. You carry it in front of you like this, and you say, I must have my own gaming company. And my own gaming company must be number 2 in the world. Very, very important. Now, for some of us that are looking at, I know a lot of us came in here because they said, go into tech. Go ye into tech and prosper. Right? That there's a lot of money in tech. Let me shock you. Multimedia is actually an aspect under technology most times. And more than what we hear, more than software engineering, multimedia is doing a lot more. A whole lot more. When you think about companies, can we move to the next slide? When you think about companies that are giant tech companies in the world, what do you think of? Which company do you think of? Oh yeah, now Google, Apple, Microsoft. Which other one? Amazon. It's as if some of you are reading it from the slide. And this slide, but these are some of the big tech companies in the world, right? All of them, from top to bottom, have a stake in multimedia. All of them, every single one of them. Facebook focuses more on streaming. Google, YouTube. A majority of the money Google generates comes from YouTube and advertisements. Well, advertisements first of all, which is a part of multimedia as well. But it also comes from YouTube. Apple has Apple TV. Microsoft bought Activision. For some of us that don't know Activision, how many of us play COD? That's Activision. Microsoft has bought it. It belongs to Microsoft now. And there are billions of people that play COD all around the world. Apple has Apple TV. Every day, Abby, who used to play, you or your brother? So all of you in your house are part of the reason why Microsoft is worth 21 point something billion dollars. You know why I'm bringing out these statistics? It's to encourage you. It's to encourage you to drink big. It's to encourage you to know that for some of you that are passionate about this, I believe all of us here are passionate about multimedia, right? And I know some of us just came around because they said it's free. But if you are passionate about it, you should be able to do something with it. You should be able to have your own studio. And then I will conclude. I'm almost out of time. I think I only have about less than 5 minutes left. So in my conclusion, multimedia is an underexplored field in Nigeria, and the goal of SQI College of ICT is to create a new generation of multimedia experts. I want to be able to create that from you. We need you to be able to do that. SQI cannot do that. SQI needs people like you to be able to create that. We want to be able to create a force to be reckoned with. We want to be able to build our own Netflix. We want to build our own Disney. We want to build our own Amazon. We want to build any platform that multimedia is reigning in, so that we can begin to tell our stories how we want it. So that Shango will not be gay. I don't know why that has been coming to my head. I will not be surprised if next month you see a movie poster and they say Shango, the gay god of thunder. The gay lord. Instead of the fire lord. The gay fire lord. So that we can begin to tell our stories the way we want to. And so that we can have a better Nigeria and build a better Africa. Let me not say anything. So that we can have a better Nigeria and build a better Africa, right? So we want to be able to create our own Netflix, our Disney, our Pixar, our Activision, gaming companies. I know we're already trying with movies, right? We've been having some, it's not so much, but at least Jagun Jagun was very nice. I enjoyed Jagun Jagun, for example. But Jagun Jagun is only 1 out of like 1 million. The other 1 million that you are seeing is the ones that by the time they start singing the soundtrack, you will know what will happen in the entire movie. It's the truth now. Yes. We'll know that if you are not fighting with one in-law, it's somebody that went to do money ritual, and then the money ritual backfired. It's true. 70% of the movies on African Magic, that's what is there. There's nothing else. Right? We want to be able to have people that can tell creative stories. Stories that can shake the globe. Stories that can be exported globally. And what we want to do is we want to be able to provide you with the best tools, right? We want to be able to provide you with the best instructors. Mr. Green, for example, is, like I said, all of them usually wear, Mr. Green, where are you running to? That's how you'll be wearing around Neko. He's a force to be reckoned with. He's a great instructor in multimedia. A round of applause for him, please. Great instructor. So we want to be able to provide you with the best tools. Tools for multimedia are very expensive. Camera can be very expensive, right? So you may not be able to get your own, but we'll provide one for you at the college to practice with at least. We want to be able to provide the best instructors like Mr. Green and Co. and Mr. Kwelumi and others. We want to be able to provide the best environment for you, the best curriculum, right? And what we need you to do is to come along with your passion. Come along with your passion. And of course, your tuition as well, because some of these things have to run, and they run on money. But believe me, the tuition is already discounted. Trust me. So as you're leaving here, what I want you to do is to make a decision in your mind that regardless of what it's going to cost me, right? Regardless of the time, regardless of the energy, regardless of the time, I've said time before, regardless of the money that is going to cost me, I'm going to make it big in multimedia. And I want you to repeat after me. Say, I'm going to make it big in multimedia. I'm going to do what? Thank you very much for your time.